pause. For just a moment. Take a breath. Because what you're about to discover has the power to change the way you think, feel, and experience your entire life. Most of us spend our days moving from one moment to the next, reacting, pushing, surviving. But what if your mind, itself, could become a frame? A powerful lens that shapes reality, reduces stress, strengthens your immune system, and aligns every part of your life with clarity and purpose? This is the promise inside Mindful Framing, a book that brings together neuroscience, ancient mindfulness, and emotional intelligence into one transformative journey. Today, we're going to walk through this journey. You're not just hearing a summary, you're stepping into a new way of seeing your life. So settle in. Let this story unfold. And imagine what your world could look like if you finally took charge of the frame through which you see everything. Let's begin with a simple truth. Your mind is always framing your reality, whether you realize it or not. Every sound, every memory, every emotion, every challenge you face, passes through a mental lens. Sometimes that lens is foggy. Sometimes it's cracked. Sometimes it's narrowed by stress and fear. But sometimes, on rare, powerful days, that lens becomes clear. Focused. Sharp. The world feels lighter. You feel more alive. You react with intention instead of impulse. Oscar Segurado calls this the power of mindful framing, a framework he created to help us understand, shape, and elevate our internal experience. But to appreciate why this matters, we have to explore something deeper. The silent truth of modern life. Most of us live overwhelmed. From the moment the alarm goes off, we enter a world filled with multitasking, scrolling, reacting, comparing, rushing, overthinking, and overstimulating ourselves, almost non-stop. We're not just stressed, we're fragmented. Our attention is scattered. Our emotional balance is unstable. Our bodies are constantly fighting invisible battles triggered by mental chaos. Segurado steps in with a simple message. You can regain control, not by changing the world, but by changing your frame. Think of it like holding a camera. The world around you may be chaotic, loud, unpredictable. But once you adjust the focus, once you set the frame, the image becomes clear. This book teaches you how to do that with your mind. The 3 pillars of mindful framing. Segurado organizes the system around 3 interconnected forces. 1. Attention, what your mind notices. 2. Emotion, how your heart interprets what you notice. 3. Intention, the direction you choose to move your life. Imagine these 3 as the legs of a tripod. If one is missing, the entire structure collapses. But when all 3 align, you get balance, clarity, and incredible inner resilience. Let's walk through them, not as concepts, but as experiences. Attention, the lens of awareness. Close your eyes and imagine you're walking through a forest. The sun filters through the trees. The air smells fresh. You hear birds, the crunch of leaves, the whisper of the wind. But suddenly, your phone vibrates. Your mind jumps. A fragmented thought pulls you out of the moment. The forest fades. Your presence disappears. Segurado wants us to understand one thing. This happens every day of our lives. We are constantly pulled out of our present experience by the storm of distractions that rule our attention. But here's the secret he reveals. You can train your attention like a muscle. Mindful framing teaches you to gently pull your awareness back into the present, not with force, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Attention becomes the first step toward mental freedom. Emotion, the heart's response. Now imagine you're in that forest again. This time, a sudden sound echoes from behind a tree. Your heart jumps. Your breathing changes. Your body prepares to react. This happens because the brain and immune system work together in ways most people never understand. Segurado, a physician and scientist, explains that emotions are not just psychological experiences, they are biochemical messages that affect your immune system, your cells, your health. Stress doesn't just make you anxious. It weakens the body. Meanwhile, calm emotional states strengthen it. Through mindful framing, you learn not to suppress emotions, but to reframe them, to observe them with awareness, letting them pass instead of letting them control your story. Intention, the compass of your life. Attention focuses your mind. Emotion grounds your heart. But intention gives you direction. Segurado teaches that intention is not about vague goals or wishful thinking. It's about aligning your awareness and emotional clarity toward meaningful, achievable action. Intention is the moment you claim responsibility for the shape of your life. It's the force that turns reflection into growth. The self, the body, and the immune system. A major theme in the book is the connection between the mind and the immune system. Most people treat the mind and body as separate worlds, but they aren't. Your stress affects your immunity. Your emotions affect your health. Your mindset influences your biology. Segurado reveals something remarkable. When you shift your mental frame toward calm, presence, and intention, your immune system literally strengthens. You become more resilient, mentally, emotionally, and physically. This is one of the most powerful insights in the book. The tree of awareness, a living metaphor. Segurado uses a beautiful metaphor. The tree of awareness. Think of your mind as a tree. Roots represent your grounding, your breath, your presence. Trunk represents your attention, your stability. Branches are your emotions, constantly moving, changing. Leaves are your thoughts, countless, flowing, temporary. Fruit represents your intentions, the outcomes you create in life. This imagery helps you visualize how the elements of your inner world are connected. And just like a tree grows through seasons, your awareness grows through practice, patience, and nurturing. Breathing, movement and nature, the path to inner reset. One of the core practices of mindful framing is grounding yourself through natural breath, gentle movement, sensory presence, nature experiences. Segurado emphasizes that simply stepping outside, touching a plant, feeling sunlight, or listening to natural sounds can help reset your nervous system. Nature becomes a powerful partner in your mindfulness journey. Mindful framing practices you can use today. Throughout the book, Segurado offers exercises and reflections. Here's how they unfold narratively in our script. You pause. You inhale slowly. And exhale gently. You notice your breath. You watch your thoughts drift like clouds. You engage the senses, noticing colors, scents, textures, sounds. Then you shift attention to your emotions, not judging them, but letting them be. Finally, you set a small intention for the next moment. To be present. To be calm. To listen. To respond instead of reacting. These micro-intentions, repeated over time, reshape your internal frame. The immune system as an ally, not a mystery. Segurado explains how mindfulness and emotional balance nourish your immune system. When you feel safe, calm, or grateful, the body enters a healing mode. When you feel overwhelmed, fearful, or reactive, the immune system becomes stressed and less effective. Mindful framing teaches you to build a lifestyle that supports your biological resilience. The journey to inner balance. By the end of the book, you realize something powerful. Your life is not defined by what happens to you, but by how you frame it. You can't always control events, but you can control perception, response, and intention. Segurado empowers you to strengthen emotional resilience, sharpen awareness, reduce stress, support immune health, align choices with purpose, reconnect with nature, reframe challenges as growth. It becomes clear. Mindful framing isn't just a practice. It's a way of living. So here you are, at the edge of a new possibility. You now understand the power inside you, the power to shape your reality not by changing the world, but by changing the frame through which you see the world. Your attention, your emotions, your intentions are yours to claim, refine, and transform. Every breath is a chance to recenter. Every moment is a chance to choose your focus. Every challenge is a chance to reframe your experience. Your life is not a series of events. Your life is a series of frames. And you are the one holding the camera. If this journey inspired you, if it opened a new way of seeing your own life, then don't forget to like the video. Share it with someone who needs this message. Subscribe for more transformational book summaries and life-changing insights. Your support helps us bring more powerful stories to the world. Thank you for watching, and remember, your frame shapes your reality. Choose it wisely.